everyone, and welcome into another edition of the KSR Weekly Round-Up. As always, I'm Brent Wainscott. I hope all of you all had a very lovely Valentine's Day, and you will never, ever, ever catch me in red unless the Reds are on a pennant run or Tiger Woods is prowling on a Sunday. So this Pink You Matter hoodie will have to do. Just like many of you all had lovers capture your hearts this week, I'm sure Kentucky basketball did the same thing. On Tuesday night, they lose a heartbreaker to Arkansas, 81-80, in a game that they honestly should have won, but with some weird foul calls and another 4-minute collapse, Kentucky ends up falling 81-80. But this team did sink 14 three-pointers against Arkansas, which ties the most ever for a game for a Kentucky team in the John Calipari era. So we can sort of see that the tweaks are working and this team is starting to piece it together. And then Saturday, Auburn rolls into Rupp Arena, and Kentucky finally ends the 4-minute drought. They did almost give the game away, don't question it, but they end up beating Auburn 82-80, and it looks like this team's starting to piece it together. I've got to fully admit, Cal's done it again. For some reason, with this 6-13 Kentucky team, I have been talked into another tournament run. Granted, it's a run in the SEC tournament and not the NCAA tournament like we're accustomed to, but, you know, after 2020, we're just taking what we can get at this point. I mean, B.J. Boston is playing like we thought he would. Olivier Sarr looks great as a face-up big man. Davion Mintz is the dagger thrower like Calipari wanted. Then you throw in the Keon Brooks leadership, and Dante Allen can come off the bench and get you some points. Devin Askew is hitting a three in his past 2 games now, and Kentucky, quite frankly, has turned this whole offensive thing around, scoring 80-plus in their last 2 games, and it looks like they're starting to just piece it together. And I got to admit, I didn't think I'd ever get there with this team, but I am fully convinced that this Kentucky basketball team will go on a run in the SEC tournament. Now, it's not a cakewalk to get there. They still have to play on the road at Tennessee. They still have to host Florida. But the rest of their schedule really isn't all that bad. Not to mention they did, route Florida down in Gainesville. They got to come to Rupp Arena. They played really close with Tennessee, and if they can just fix the 4-minute collapses, I mean, who knows? This team could finish the regular season undefeated. Like, you never know with John Calipari teams, and I got to admit, we all buried him, and he's kind of proving us wrong right now. And like I said, there's still a long ways to go. You got to avoid the letdown against Vanderbilt on Wednesday, but I'm all back in on this team. Let's go to the SEC tournament, and hey, let's see if we can get in the big dance. Why not? Now over to the women's basketball side of things. Kyra Elzy and the Cats hosted Tennessee Volunteers in Rupp Arena, and they avenged their loss, beating the Volunteers 71-56 in Rupp. They ended up outscoring Tennessee 25-9 in the fourth quarter, and despite a really off-shooting performance from Ryan Howard, Chastity Patterson ends up pitching in 21 points, and the Cats beat the Lady Vols. They will play tonight at 7 down in Gainesville against Florida on the SEC Network. And speaking of women's basketball, I've got to give a big congratulations to my buddy Zach Gagan, who has finally become a full-time writer here at Kentucky Sports Radio. He is handling basketball and football recruiting, and he has been killing the women's basketball beat for the last 3 years. He's going to finish up covering them this season, but it is a huge day for KSR, for Zach Gagan. Jack Pilgrim's going to move into a bigger role, and quite frankly, I couldn't be more proud of the guy. The dude has came in here when I came in here. He has fixed all my typos, made me look much smarter, and he's really good at what he does. At the end of the day, this dude's the best. He's a class act, class talent, and an even better friend. And Zach, I am going to extend the congratulations to you on the coveted KSR Weekly Roundup. Thanks for helping me out, buddy. Every week here on the KSR Weekly Roundup, I will try to work in some football news, and in the middle of February, you're obviously not going to have a ton of that, but it is worth noting that Penn State transfer Will Levis is coming to Lexington, adding another formidable quarterback in that pretty cluttered quarterback room. You've got Lexington native Bo Allen, you've got Auburn transfer Joey Gatewood, and now you bring in Levis, and Liam Cohen has got 3 quarterbacks at a disposal in which he can take the offense in any direction he wants to. That is all the time we have for this week's KSR Weekly Roundup. As always, I'm Brent Wainscott. I hope you all have a great week. Stay safe. Hey, bundle up with this snowstorm we got going. I mean, hey, this groundhog wasn't kidding this year. I mean, good Lord, we had an ice storm last week, snowstorm this week. Stay inside, get your milk, get your bread, cuddle up, watch some movies, watch some old Kentucky games, watch Kentucky go on a run. Whatever you do, stay safe, Stay safe, stay inside, mask up, and go Cats.